Hi, my name is Magdalia Gomez, and I'm the Financial Education Services Specialist here at the Harvard University Employees Credit Union.
And my name is Helen, and I'm a mortgage loan officer here at the Harvard University Employees Credit Union.
Today, Helen and I are going to be walking you through Should I Buy? We know individuals have questions as to, am I ready to buy a home? So we're going to be tackling that today. And I know, Helen, there's lots to consider before deciding should I buy a home. The first thing we're going to talk about is credit. What should folks know about credit when deciding if they should buy?
Well, in general terms, Magdalia, one thing people should know is that the higher your credit score is, the more favorable terms you will get when you're looking to finance a home. So generally, we'd like to see people above 720 as their credit score, but you can get financed if your score is lower, but you just need to understand that it will cost you more.
Thank you. Okay, so they have a good credit score, let's say. What about the current housing situation? How does that play into it?
Well, we have found in the past year or two that rents have been skyrocketing, and a lot of people have come to us because of that reason, and they've asked, if I'm paying $2,000 or $2,500 for my rent, what would that look like if I got into the purchase market and bought a home? So really, rising rents is one of the main things that has led a lot of people to look at purchasing, and that relates to when rents are rising or landlords are selling their current homes or condos or apartments, then they really need to move. So we see people that may have moved several times in the past 3 years, and that's really a bummer. So that's another reason people are looking at buying.
So what happens if you are in that current situation?
Well, what I would recommend, there's 5 of us here at the credit union, and we're spread out through all our affiliated units or areas, and I recommend sitting down with someone and seeing if it makes sense for you to consider purchasing a home instead of renting again.
So if they have a good credit score, the housing situation market is in favor for them to purchase a home, what about their employment stability and financial stability? How does that play into it?
It definitely plays into it, Magdalia. We like to see people have a 5-year plan, a 5-year time horizon when they're looking to purchase a home. Because we want to know that, and you also should know that your employment is stable, that you will have that income to rely on to make your monthly payments.
Well, what if I'm unsure if I want to be in the same place for the next 5 years? Does that mean I shouldn't look into buying?
Not necessarily. I mean, we can't guarantee that your home will increase in value in the next 5 years. The home prices do go up and down, but it's something that you should be aware of, that also might steer you to a different kind of property than someone who's planning to stay in the same spot for 30 years. So we just like to educate you on all the options, on all the different possibilities, and make you aware of them as early on in the process as we can. Family planning is something that I think if someone is considering starting a family or considering going back to school, even, for example, in the next 2 or 3 years, and also considering purchasing a property, they need to do a budget and look at, will I be able to afford this home with the reduced income that I may be anticipating in the next 2 or 3 years? So you don't want to purchase a home now that you can't afford after you either pursue your education or start a family, when you know that's happening now. There are a lot of things that we can't predict, but we do try and take into account the things that we know are likely to happen in the future. Down payment is a huge pain point for people in the Boston area because the prices are so high. So many people do not have the gold standard, which is a 20% down payment, and you should not be discouraged if you don't have that. In fact, there even is 100% financing available in today's market. Although I would caution people to be careful, and I recommend trying to save as much as you can for a down payment. But you can certainly purchase a home with as little as 3% down, and we commonly see a lot of our first-time home buyers with 3%, 5%, or 10% down. We have a tremendous amount of resources here at the credit union. One option is to make an appointment with one of the 5 originators here, and we can go over your individual situation, because everybody's situation is unique in one way or another. Our website also has a lot of information for first-time home buyers. and it's very easy to navigate, so I recommend starting there. Additionally, once a year we have a fantastic home buying forum in the spring, usually in April, and you can find information on registration by checking our website periodically. And that forum also has a home inspector, we have a home buying presentation, we also have free food, we get great feedback. It's, I think, 2 hours, it's held here in Cambridge, and we have about 200 to 300 attendees, and whether people decide to buy or not, the feedback is great in terms of the information, because home buying is a stressful process no matter what, but the more information that somebody has, the less stress there is as you're going forward and going through the process.
So all very good points, and we just can't emphasize it enough. Please go onto our website, huecu.org. You can sign up for workshops if you want to attend one of the workshops, if you want to meet with a mortgage loan originator. It is available to everyone in our community, not just our members.
The final tips that I have are to embrace the process, know it's going to be stressful, and start with credit. That's the first place you should start, especially if you're a year or so away from purchasing. If you're looking at purchasing in 6 months or less, I really suggest that you contact us and just see where you're at to make sure that the properties you want to look at are within your price range. And also, look at budgeting and try to squeeze as much as you can towards your down payment, and try to have fun in this process, in this complicated process.
And remember, like Helen said, our resources here at Mortgage Loan Originators are resources. We also have services if you need help with your credit. We have free credit services to assist. So really take advantage of all these services. Thank you so much, Helen, for all the tips that you've shared with us. We are going to have other topics that we're going to be covering for the home buying, so I hope that you all tune in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Migdalia, for inviting me.
Thank you.